What was I thinking of sticking it out the window of the car? You are watching the She Means Business show with me, Carrie Green. I'm the founder of the Female Entrepreneur Association and the author of the best-selling book, She Means Business. And every single week, I'm going to be talking with you about how you can turn your ideas into a wildly successful business and actually live the life of your dreams. You can do this, and I'm so excited to show you how. So let's get started. Woohoo! I am so excited because this is episode 100 of the She Means Business show. Hence why I'm wearing bright red lipsticks. I felt like I needed to celebrate. Also, it's because I don't have Marley right now, who is 5 weeks old, nearly 6 weeks old, and Casey started nursery he's back at nursery for the first time today. So I am child free right now, and I thought, well, better make an effort. So I'm really excited though. I'm excited to be here. This is going to be a fun special episode to celebrate 100 episodes. James on the team came up with a genius idea to put together little snippets from content I've created from the beginning of FEA. So it could be a talk, it could be a video I filmed, a vlog, an episode of the She Means Business show, all sorts of different bits of content. And I'm going to watch it and I'm going to comment. It's like FEA version of Gogglebox. Only I'm just not as entertaining as the people on Gogglebox. But I'm going to watch and share with you like my reaction and like what was going on at that time and like kind of behind the scenes of where things were at. So it's going to be a little bit of fun. If you are watching this, if you're listening to this over on iTunes, and maybe come over and watch it on the website so you can actually watch the video version, femaleentrepreneurassociation.com/100. And you can see me and we can hang out in video. But yeah, this is going to be fun because, so let me clarify, 100 episodes of just the She Means Business show. I started the She Means Business show back in 2017, just before my book, She Means Business, came out, because I wanted to interview some amazing women who had built successful businesses and share how they'd done it. But prior to that, I was making a video a week since like 2012, and I've done vlog series, I've done all sorts. So I've created so much content over the years. But it's been crazy. Like next year, 2021, is going to be 10 years of building the Female Entrepreneur Association. And it's been such a wild journey. You know, it took me 3 years to have the guts to actually do anything with my idea for FEA because I had the biggest amount of imposter syndrome ever. I kept thinking, who am I to do this? Like, who am I to inspire people? Who am I to empower people? Like, I felt like a joke. I felt embarrassed by the idea of doing that because I kept thinking, who am I to do this? And I know so many of us struggle with this. We struggle to put our ideas out there and speak up for what we want to speak up about because we're embarrassed. We're embarrassed what people might think of us. Or, you know, there's loads of different things we tell ourselves. And I think, you know, since having the courage to finally go for it and then creating content, which is terrifying, putting yourself out there and like speaking up, it can be really scary. But it's just been so amazing over the years doing it, and I'm so glad because over the years, you know, the amount of people I've connected with and become friends with, and the amazing messages I've received from people saying how much FEA's impacted them, how much it's changed their lives. You know, some people message me telling me they listen to certain episodes over and over and over again because they find them so inspiring and empowering, and I just it makes me so happy that I, you know, finally had the courage to put it out there. Which kind of makes me think, if you are teetering on the edge of an idea you want to share, or a podcast you want to start, or a video series you want to do, but you're afraid to put your voice out there, like, I'm telling you, put it out there because there are people out there that need to hear what it is that you've got to say. And no one will be able to say it in the way you can say it because no one is you. That is your special superpower. You are the only you in the entire universe, which makes you incredibly special. And I think we forget that. I think we all forget how special we actually are and the value that we can bring when we decide to have the courage to speak up about what we believe in and to share our message with the world. And I also want to really say thank you so much to all of you for being here and being part of this community, because this community means everything to me. You know, it just started as me, myself, and I, with no idea what the heck I was doing or how to even build a community. And it's flourished into this community of hundreds of thousands of incredible women from all over the world, passionate about building businesses or trying to start or figure it out, or, you know, with a dream to start a business. And If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be here, sat here, being able to make these episodes. And I'm so unbelievably grateful for the support that I've received and, for being able to do this with my life, for being able to sit here, last week, for example, I was doing a bunch of lives with Marley, my 4-week-old baby, feeding her on the live. Obviously no one could see. But it's amazing that I get to do this and I can have baby cuddles while doing work at the same time. It's just brilliant. And I'm grateful to all of your support and all of your kind words over the years, and for you cheering me on and championing me to do it, because it means so much. And, I'm forever grateful. And I really hope that in watching and listening to these episodes, it gives you that belief in yourself that anything is possible. You can take your ideas and your passions and the things you love and the things you care about and the things you want to talk about, and you can speak up about it, and people will listen. People will want to hear what you have to say, and you can create so much success in your life from just having the courage to speak up and share what is in your heart to share. So anyway, with all that said, I am excited to dive in and see what James has put together for me. FEA Gogglebox, here we come. Let's see what we've got in store. So we go on a wild adventure through the years of FEA. Here goes.
Carrie, can you tell me what was the biggest challenge in starting up your own business?
Well, my business is all online, and so at the beginning it was a really lonely situation. It was just me and my computer, and just never getting out the house, never meeting anyone. So it was just, it was really lonely.
Okay. And what support would have made your entrepreneurial journey more easier?
I think having a bigger network of people who are like-minded, have their own business, who can bounce someone to bounce ideas off of, really, just to help the motivation and everything. That would have been really helpful.
Okay, so this was bloody years ago. I don't know what year exactly, but my gosh, my skin looks so much better back then. Pre 2 kids. So this was at an event that I think I was actually speaking at. It was really in the early days. This is when I was putting myself out there. I was networking like crazy. I was meeting loads of people. I was, putting myself forward to speak at events. I was just speaking for free wherever I could to get my message out there. Because also it was terrifying, and I just felt like it would be good to do things that terrified me. But what I was talking about was feeling how lonely it can be when you build your own business. And when I was building my first business, which was phone unlocking, I lived on my own, and there was times when I'd go for 3 days without leaving my apartment, and I was kind of going insane because I was so lonely trying to build this business or building the business, and I just felt isolated. And that was one of the biggest reasons for wanting to start FEA, was to feel like I was part of a community. I had friends, like-minded people who I could turn to and chat with, and I just wanted to sit down with some lovely people and drink wine and talk about my entrepreneurial problems. But this was ages ago. You can tell how stiff I am and how uncomfortable I am with having a camera in my face and being asked questions. I was so uncomfortable. It really does take a lot of time to get used to talking and being interviewed and be on camera. I was so uncomfortable. Oh, the magazine! Hey, it's Carrie from the Female Entrepreneur Association. I am so excited because issue 4 of This Girl Means Business has just gone live. I am absolutely thrilled because the past month has been so hectic. So many incredible things have happened, but at the same time I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough time to work on the magazine. But I'm so glad it's out there, and it just goes to show that with determination and hard work, so much is possible. There's so much stuff going on in issue 4. You can go and check it out on www.thisgirlmeansbusiness.com. It's free. Share it if you like it. Let us know what you think about it. So go and check it out, www.thisgirlmeansbusiness.com. I'll see you soon. Oh my goodness, look how bad the quality is. I will have you know, I used to film and edit and publish these videos all by myself. Literally at the beginning of FEA, I did everything. I literally everything, creating graphics. To be fair, actually, one thing I didn't do was design this magazine though. But I was so happy when I put this magazine out there. It was an idea that we started working on at the beginning of 2012. And I wanted to create something that would be inspiring and empowering, and I was like, there aren't any magazines out there that inspire and empower women in business. They're all really masculine magazines, and I love the personal development aspect and love learning from all these amazing people in business, but they're so ugly. Like the magazines, not the people. And so I was just like, I want to create something beautiful. And so we did and put it together. And it was just such a fun project to work on it and to interview these amazing women. And at the beginning, I was like, how am I going to do this? I had no idea. And I made a wish list of all the people I would love to see on the front cover. Did not have a clue how I was going to actually get them to be on the cover. And I remember reaching out to Kim Kiyosaki, who's the author of Rich Woman, and I'd read her book and I knew how successful she was. And I thought, well, she's never going to say yes. This magazine doesn't even exist yet. So I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I'm creating this magazine. I'd love to interview you for it. They wrote back and said yes. And I was like, what? Was that easy? Couldn't believe how easy it was to interview people. People literally said yes. I was like, great, happy days. So it made me realise that if you put a wish list together and you get clear on what you want and you go for it, you ask the questions, you can make so much progress. And I found interviewing people came about in the weirdest and the most wonderful ways. Yeah, it's amazing. And my little setup there, I will let you in on a little secret. I filmed this from a bedroom at my parents' house. It wasn't actually, it was a spare bedroom. And I made it my little office filming studio. And it was also a dumping ground. On the other side of the room was like a clothes rail with like loads of clothes in. I remember this one time I was filming from the other direction. So the wall, because usually when I was filming, the wall's behind me like it is now. And I was doing a Periscope live. And I realised at the end of the Periscope that I had no idea how to end the Periscope. And so ended up clicking on the phone, and I think I double tapped it, which I didn't realise flipped the camera. And then all of a sudden it was just this messy shot of the bedroom, and I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Panic. I don't even know. I think I might have picked my phone up and dropped it or something, so the people can say. But yes, literally all of this started in a bedroom. Like so many people's dreams, in a bedroom. You just got to make it work with whatever you've got and just get on with it and just find a corner of the house that works and make it look pretty so that you can film there. So yes, a little desk in a bedroom. That's where it all began. Let's see what else you got in store, James.
So for the past 2.5 years, I've been
gosh.
working on the Female Entrepreneur
Hideous.
Association and developing that. So I've taken it from just an idea to create a global network where women from all over the world could share stories and share their advice and knowledge to help inspire and empower other women, and taking it from just an idea to a network of over 34,000 women. I want the Female Entrepreneur Association to be the best online support resource for female entrepreneurs all over the world. I want to keep developing the digital magazine that we have, This Girl Means Business, and keep putting content out there which will inspire and empower women. This year the goal is to get to 100,000 women. So got a way to go from about 34,000 to 100,000, but that's the goal for this year, and to keep providing more support and services and inspiration to enable women to actually achieve the amazing things that they want to achieve.
Wow. I don't even know when that was from. It was a long time ago. It's not the best shot. Yeah, I feel like I really have always had big goals. And I think that if you want to achieve anything, you have to have a vision for where you're trying to get to. And for me back then, that was the goal. I want to get to 100,000, and I got to 100,000, and now we've grown way past 100,000. And I think when you have really clear goals in your mind of where you're trying to get to, it really helps you along the pathway, and you don't have to know how you're going to get there. You just have to be willing to take that little next step, and don't fret about the how. You forget the how. People get so hung up on the how. You overthink the how and you think, I don't know how to do it. And so you just don't bloody do anything. Forget the how. I had no idea how I was going to get to 100,000, but I knew that's what I wanted. So I took that next little step and that next little step and that next little step, and I opened myself up to receiving the help and the guidance and looking out for ideas and opportunities and then acting on them. And by doing that, it enabled me to get to where I wanted to get to. And that's what I continue to do today. It's set big goals, have a big vision for yourself and for your life and for your business, and then forget the how and just take a little step and a little step and a little step and a little step, and you can get there. Wow.
Hey everyone, it's Carrie from the Female Entrepreneur Association. So I'm about to leave to go home and start my Christmas wrapping, but before I go, I really wanted to make this quick video to share something with you that I actually just refound today, and it's really, really relevant. So I have a gold box, and if you don't have a gold box, you should have a gold box, and here is mine. And it says on it, whatever is in this box is. I had decided that I wanted to get 25,000 fans on Facebook, and I really wanted to develop my fan page so that I could find more like-minded women to connect with, and more people I could engage with who, you know, thought like me or were determined to go out there and achieve amazing things and build successful businesses. So I decided to take a screenshot of my fan page and Photoshop in 25,000 fans so I could see what it would look like. So I created it and I found it. So if you can see, oh, that's the wrong side. So there's, oh yeah, there it is, 25,000 fans. You see that? So that is a bit like the old style fan pages. And so I created that and put it in my goal box, and I now have over 29,000 fans, and back then I think I probably had about 20. And I have realised how unbelievably powerful Facebook actually is, because not only have I got to connect and build relationships with amazing people, Facebook drives thousands and thousands and thousands of people to my website all the time, and it has been phenomenal for marketing. And the thing is, if I can do it, then anyone can, because when I made that goal, I had no idea how I was going to make that happen. I had no idea how I was going to get 25,000 fans. But over the course of this year, I have done all I can to learn more and to find out the strategies and the steps I need to take in order to make it happen. And I think that's what it comes down to, is figuring out what those strategies and steps are that will help to make your page amazing, and then actually doing it.
That's pretty cool to see. So yeah, I used to create, well, I still do create my goal boxes, and like kind of going back to what I was saying before, it's like, if you don't know where you're going, any road is going to take you there, and then who knows where you're going to end up. And I have always got really clear, and I've had like vision boards and goal boxes and goal folders and all sorts over the years where I've just got really clear on what I wanted. Like now we've got, I don't know, 700 or something, 700,000 fans on Facebook, and, you know, over 120,000 on the FEA Instagram, and it's been amazing. But, you know, every single one of us has the ability to grow a really successful social media presence. No ifs, ands or buts about it. It's just sitting down, deciding that's what you're going to do, deciding that you're going to get there, you're going to figure it out, and then just get every day doing something to help you get there. And it could just be one little thing, but if you take one step every day to help grow a social media presence, you're going to create in a year's time, for example, you'll have grown so much and you will have developed, and you can't even foresee right now the amazing opportunities that are going to arise by doing that. And so yeah, I think for me, focusing on Facebook was just a huge part of the success of FEA. I personally decided to go all in on creating success with Facebook, because I realised if you try and do everything, which is what a lot of us do, if you try and do everything, you get nowhere, because you're so overwhelmed trying to figure everything out. And it's like if you're trying to learn the clarinet, the piano and the guitar all at the same time, you'd go insane. So why do we start businesses and attempt to be good at LinkedIn and Facebook and Pinterest and Instagram all at the same time? It's crazy. Focus on one thing and get really, really good at it. Go all in on that one thing. And then once you figure that out, move to the next thing. But you don't have to do everything together all at the same time. And for me, that was a huge part of how I created so much success with FEA, because I decided, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure out how to grow my Facebook fan page. So yeah, it was incredible. I remember setting another goal for myself to get to 50,000 fans. Yeah, it was cool. My gosh, but the quality of that video was awful. Oh gosh, back in the day. Over the past few years of running the Female Entrepreneur Association, I've come to realise that actually most, if not all, entrepreneurs feel like this to some extent, because we come up with an idea and then we set off on a journey to try and turn that idea into a successful reality, but we don't have all the answers. Half the time we don't have a clue what we're doing or what we need to do. We don't know how things are really going to work out. We don't have a manager there, somebody who we can turn to say, hey, I need help with this, this and this. Most of us don't have colleagues who we can turn to when we've had a really hard day for a boost and for some inspiration to help keep us moving in the right direction. And so it can be really hard. And I think that's why it's so important to have a support group around you, a group of like-minded people who want to help you succeed, who can be there so that you can ask your questions and get advice and support so that you don't stay stuck for very long, so that you can keep, if you do get stuck, you can go and ask your question, get the help, and then keep moving forward. And for me, this has been, being involved in support groups has been one of the best things that I've ever done, and it's really helped me to be able to take my businesses to another level. And so that is exactly what the Female Entrepreneur Association's Members Club is all about. The Members Club is where women from all over the world are coming together to support each other, to help each other to take action, to help teach one another, inspire one another, so that we all make the progress we really want to make, and so that we all reach our goals and build successful businesses. So if you feel like you want to be part of a community where you can get that support, where you can get that help and that feedback, a place where you can ask your questions, if you want to be part of something that's going to provide inspiration to help you to keep going, a place where you can learn new strategies so that you can keep building a more successful business, then come and check out the Members Club. I would absolutely love to have you on board. We have got so many exciting things going on. This is something that I have put my heart and soul into, and I am committed to making it as amazing as possible, and I really, really hope that you'll come and join us. So hopefully I'll see you over in the Members Club.
Aww. 2013 was when I launched the Members Club, and I was so terrified to do it. So that whole year I'd had this one goal, and it was to finally do something with my idea to create a membership site. I'd had the idea for a really long time, but was too scared to do anything with it. So I thought 2013 is the year. And so I got to October and I'd basically done practically nothing. I think I'd put out one survey to find out if people would be interested. And I was like, crap, I need to do something. So I very quickly started working. And by the end of November, I just shoved something out there. Well, I didn't just shove it out there. I put something together. I had 1 month's worth of content. I had not got a launch plan really. I just put it out there. I think I launched the day before Thanksgiving because I didn't realize it was Thanksgiving the next day being in the UK, but it was ridiculous because my biggest audience is in the US. And I just put it out there, and I was absolutely terrified. I didn't know if I was charging the right price. I didn't know if people were going to like it. And I put it out there, and I think within the first month, like, we had a couple of hundred members, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is amazing. And people were loving it, and their feedback was great, and it was just amazing. And so since then we've grown it. We grew it to 5,000 members, and it's been so amazing. I've learned so much, and it's just been 7 years of fun, of building this community and of learning so much. And yeah, wow. I didn't realize, well, I've not obviously watched that video back probably in 7 years. And it's just nice actually to remember some of the original reasons of why I was putting it together. It was for community. It was to have that deep sense of belonging in a community and feeling like you found your people. That's what it was all about, and that's what it still is about today. But yeah, so fun. Okay, James, let's see what's next.
So stick around today. So stick around and watch this. Oh God. So stick around and watch. Oh dear. Hopefully this is going to cut fine. So stick around and watch today's episode, because we are joined by the lovely Nickage. Nickage? Oh God.
I can't do it.
Oh, dear me.
So just listen to the video, okay?
Oh my gosh, so funny. Oh, I'm so crap at like ending interviews for people. I make mistakes all the time. That was so fun though. I did that interview with my friend Nikki Ellis Brown. We became friends because I don't know how, but someone connected her, and she did a interview or a piece in the magazine, and then we ended up doing a weekly video together, which maybe was this. And we just Nikki is like the sweetest, loveliest person in the world, and we just became friends. And then I don't know what year it was, but I think it was 2017 maybe. We met for the first time after we being friends online. It's so funny because when you get into this online world, you make all these online friends that you chat to
all the time, but you've never met. And like for years, Nikki and I had never met. And like some of my friends and family in the real world were like, it's really bizarre. You've got all these online friends, but you don't meet each other, but you know each other really, really well. Like, what is this? It's just the online business world. And that's the thing. And like now in the online business world, like there's so many amazing communities and there's so many amazing ways to connect and reach out to like-minded people. You end up just making friends all over the place. Like Nikki was living in Hawaii when we first connected. Now she's in Texas, but yeah, for so many years she was in Hawaii. And it's pretty cool, isn't it? The power of the internet and connecting. Oh, fun times, fun mess ups, lots of laughs along the way. Okay, what's up next, James?
So I want to get you all involved in my talk today, and we're going to test out a little experiment. But in order for me to do that, I need somebody to come up here and join me on this stage. So please, can I have a volunteer? Don't all run at once. So you can come and join me up here with Ted. We can have a little cup of tea together. Anyone? Woo, thank you. What's your name?
Ian.
Ian?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ian. I have something for you. You just won £20. There you go. Thank you so much. You can go and sit back down now. Big round of applause. So, my question to you is this. Why didn't you volunteer? What stopped you from coming up here? My guess is it was probably for one of these reasons. Fear. Fear of coming up here in front of nearly 1,000 people. It's pretty damn scary. Or maybe it was fear of the unknown because you had no idea what I was going to get you to do. And maybe you thought, oh God, she's going to ask me to do something. I'm not going to be able to do it and I'm going to look like a complete prat. Or maybe it was because of obstacles. There are quite a lot of obstacles in this room. Maybe you're so far at the back and you just thought, oh my goodness, I am so far away, it's dark, there's lots of tables in my way, I'll probably fall over someone like a fool, and I just can't do it, it's too difficult, someone else will have to volunteer for me. Or maybe it was just that it was lack of motivation. Maybe you just couldn't be bothered to move and come up here. But no matter what your reason was, your decision started up here in your mind. Because the moment I said, please can I have a volunteer, thoughts will have started flooding into your mind. That little voice inside your head would have started talking to you. And maybe for some of you, it was saying, oh God, what is this girl going to get us to do? I don't want to go up there. Please don't make us do anything really stupid. But this experiment isn't about the money. This experiment demonstrates the power of your mind. The fact that what is going on up in your head has such a huge impact on the actions that you take, on the decisions you make, and the things that you experience. And it's not just in silly situations like this where people miss out on amazing opportunities. People are missing out on incredible opportunities all of the time because of what's going on in their head, because they are making bad decisions based off a really bad frame of mind. And I realised that I had the power to take control over my thoughts rather than letting them control me. I knew that I could stop myself from thinking these things, and I did. I replaced the negative, rubbish, annoying thoughts and told them to shut up, and I replaced them with positive thoughts that were empowering me, thoughts that were actually helping me to move towards my goal. I also started to listen to guided visualizations to program my subconscious mind for success. And I got really into doing visualizations, vividly picturing what I wanted to achieve, seeing it happen, and then feeling it happen like it was happening right then and there. Just like all the top athletes do. I got so clear on what I wanted to make happen. And since then, my life has totally changed. Success is no accident. Living an incredible life is no accident. You have to do it on purpose. And it starts by knowing exactly what it is that you want to achieve, knowing why you want to achieve it, knowing the kind of person that you need to become in order to make it happen, and then programming your mind to make it happen. Because you just have one life in which to achieve everything you are going to achieve, so you have to act accordingly. Thank you so much.
Crazy. Oh my gosh. Doing a TEDx talk was on my vision board, and
I really wanted to do one, and then a few months later someone reached out to me and said, hey, we're doing TEDx Manchester and I've been following you for a while, would you be interested in speaking? And I was like, oh hell yeah, it's been on my vision board. And so I had no idea, I don't think at the beginning, how many people were going to be there, but it was a huge audience. I was absolutely petrified. And I remember, I did a little trick, because sometimes when I speak, or every time I speak, to pretty much, my mouth goes really dry. And so I put a little gummy bear down the side of my mouth to keep my mouth from going really dry to the point where I couldn't talk. So just before I went on stage, I put my gummy bear in, I hope I didn't choke on it on stage. And went out there, and it was so scary. I remember getting to the end of it and feeling so relieved that it was over and I'd done it and I hadn't completely messed up. But yeah, it was such an incredible experience. That TEDx has had over 7 million views now, and it's been amazing. So many people have discovered me through that talk. You know what I think a key for the success of it was also that originally they titled it something like learn, do something or other. I don't even know. And I was like, this needs to be changed to programming your mind for success. And so they changed it for me. And I think that made all the difference. Because who wants to listen to a talk that's like some title that you don't even understand? But programming your mind for success is something that a lot of people do understand. So I was like, I'm going to go for this. Little tip, if you do a talk or a TEDx talk, make sure you have a good title that you know is going to be great and compelling. But yeah, it was amazing doing that experiment, and it was really interesting because I met up with Ian, who I didn't obviously know before doing that talk, but Ian was the guy who came up on stage, the volunteer, and he came up to me afterwards and he gave me his business card, and we ended up meeting and going for a coffee. And I said to him, I wanted to find out more about his story, because I wanted to know, why did he come up to the stage? How did he make it to the stage first? And I remember him telling me about how he had basically a near-death experience. He obviously nearly died, and he made the decision that after that he was going to live his life as big as he could. He was going to grab opportunities, he was going to put himself forward for things. And so he did, and I thought, that is so interesting that the person who actually volunteered was so intentional about taking risks, about going for it. He'd intentionally made that decision already in his life. And it's so powerful how our minds are, and the fact that so many of us are making decisions based out of fear. And every time we make a decision based out of fear, we hold ourselves back from our true potential, from living the most incredible life. And we have to start making decisions based out of love, based out of, going for it and exploring and experiencing things. Fearless decisions is what we need to be making. Anyway, that was such a cool experience. So the TEDx, it was amazing. And even though it was terrifying, I absolutely loved it. And it was incredible to share a message that I believe in so much with so many people. And to know that it's now been seen by millions of people makes me really happy. Okay, what's up next? So I'm thinking about starting a vlog. I don't know how you vlog though. Kellen was so unimpressed. Got my new tribe. Got my little, what are these things called?
Selfie stick.
Selfie stick. So I can start making my vlog. I just pause this. If you're watching the video version of this, you'll see how grumpy Kellen is. I literally had to tell him to stop being so grumpy in my videos. With the help of Kellen. Didn't know what I was doing. I was terrified. I literally thought I dropped my phone out the car. What was I thinking? Of sticking it out the window of the car? Obviously, you weren't going to be able to hear a damn thing. So funny. So I decided to do this vlog because I thought it'd be fun to start documenting behind the scenes. And I
I didn't know what I was doing, evidently, as you can see. And I just thought I'd just go for it. And I think it's like with anything, you don't have to be perfect with starting content or putting yourself out there. Just blooming do it and just get better as you go. Like, literally, that's what we all have to do. Give ourselves the permission to just be crap. So I started this vlog, and I would film it, edit it, put it out there. And there was a point where I was doing it every single day. I don't really know how I managed, but I somehow managed. It's so fun, and I'm so grateful, because the best thing about doing that vlog is that now I get to look back on it. And like, there was vlogs of like when I did the photo shoot for my book cover, vlogs when I got married, vlogs from, you know, my honeymoon. It's so fun. I love it. It's great. Start a vlog.
Okay, so I've been working on my book some more, and I kind of think that it's in a good enough condition to send over to the editor. Woohoo! Check me out! I mean, it needs a lot of work. A lot of work. But still, it's so cool that I've got this manuscript of 57,253 words. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
That was a little episode from a vlog. My vlogs are on YouTube if you ever feel like watching them. So yeah, writing my book was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. I found it such a struggle. It was such a big goal of mine, but I put so much pressure on myself, and obviously had imposter syndrome. Who am I to do this? So when I actually finally finished that manuscript, I was so happy. You know, did all the things. I recorded myself speaking into my phone and got it transcribed. I interviewed people, got them transcribed. Was I saying subscribed? I meant transcribed. I would sit on the sofa and imagine a beam of light coming down from the universe and coming into my head and like just giving me all the content to write. And I'd just sit there and write whatever came into my mind. Some really good stuff came into my mind, actually, that's in the book. I took myself off to write. I tried all the things. It was quite the challenge, but I am so grateful that I persevered and pushed through the discomfort of writing a book to get to the other side, because it's been amazing. The feedback I've received, the help that I know that the impact that I know it's had, has just made it so worth it. Every person that's messaged me or messages me and says how much my book's changed their life, it makes me light up. I'm so happy that I actually managed to do it and get it out there. But yeah, I'm so glad that I vlogged it. I think I need to go and watch my vlogs myself. Okay, let's see the next clip. Oh, another vlog. Oh, this is my wedding venue. Not started to get set up apart from the chairs are out. I'm going to be walking down the aisle. It's an absolutely beautiful day. I have not had my makeup done yet. Look at this. Oh,
Mary!
Woo! And now we had Pimm's, but the Pimm's was served without anything else in it. So it was Pimm's on its own, which is horrendous. So we got some champagne that was in the freezer, so it was frozen. So we're having slushy champagne to celebrate, just to get.
It's alright, we're hot. It's very, very sweaty. Cheers!
Here's my love.
Oh my gosh, so if you're watching the video version of this, you'll see that Callan scraped his nose. So literally, like, the day before we got married, I think he was drunk. He tells me he wasn't, but yeah, right. And we had hired this amazing house for us and our friends to stay in, which was such an incredible experience, because it was like a moment where I realised FEA had become so successful that I was able to rent this absolute mansion of a house for our wedding. And it was so amazing to know that I could do that I had the ability to make a dream come true. It was just amazing. Anyway, we had this amazing pool in the back garden, and he dived into the pool and swam to the other side, but obviously where the gradient changed and it went into the shallow end, he obviously was so drunk he didn't realise, and he scraped all the skin off his nose. It's like, what? Oh my gosh, the day before we get married, so he had this massive big scar on his nose, or cut on, bruise, like scrape on his nose. Good job for Photoshop, hey? For our wedding pictures.
Very nice.
Cutting the cake.
That is followed by a big kiss.
Oh, and he'd also got so stressed out because I really wanted him to do a talk at the wedding, like most grooms do a talk, and he does not like doing that stuff, but I was I really wanted him to do it. And he got so stressed out about it that the morning of the wedding, he'd text me to say that he'd got a cold sore because he was so stressed about his talk. So I couldn't even give him a kiss on our wedding day. Oh, fun times.
Joining me now is someone who knows a thing or two about the challenges of facing entrepreneurs. That's Carrie Green, who's the founder of the Female Entrepreneurship Association. Hello there, Carrie. Thanks.
Yeah, no one gets it right, don't worry.
Thanks very much for talking to us. So what's your take on this? Do you think the uncertainty about Britain's trade prospects is harming the prospects for the UK's entrepreneurs?
No, not at all. I think now is the best time that has ever been to start a business. There are so many amazing opportunities and possibilities, and a lot of it is thanks to the internet. It's creating phenomenal opportunities for people.
The problem is, though, a lot of entrepreneurs won't know necessarily which markets to target, will they? They won't know whether there could be tariffs put up against their products if they focus their business on the European Union, or if they try and look elsewhere. That is an issue for some people, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's really important to remember that we have to just focus on the solutions and not the problems and the challenges. There's always going to be problems and challenges when you start any business. So there needs to be more awareness of the opportunities that there are. And if we focus on that, then we can all thrive. Business has just completely changed. It's totally different to what it used to be. You no longer need to walk into a bank and get a loan of £5,000 or £10,000 to start. You can literally start from your home with a laptop and an internet connection, which means that basically every single person out there has the ability to start a really successful business. And there's never been a time like this before. And so that's what we really need to focus on, making people aware of and just letting people know what is possible for every single person out there.
It can be isolated, though, can't it? Setting
Yes.
up on your own. Is that what your organisation is trying to help solve? And also, there's a lot of self-doubt out there. If you're sitting at home in the spare room thinking, how do I go about this?
Yeah, there's so much. It's very isolating, and I've experienced it firsthand. But now, more than ever, there are communities online. You need to go on Facebook and look at how many Facebook groups there are that are supporting all different diverse groups of people in business. And it's so incredible, and so much information out there, and so many people cheering each other on to move past the fears and the doubts and the worries which naturally creep up when you start anything new. There's just so much support now to really empower people to keep going.
OK, Carrie Green, the founder of the Female Entrepreneurship Association. Many thanks.
Entrepreneur Association. Oh my gosh. So I got called up to do this interview for BBC. And we got to this BBC studios and we were going up in the lift. And I said to the guy, this obviously isn't live, is it? And he was like, yeah, you're going to be live on TV. And I was like, what? I was like, oh my gosh. So we got there and they take us to the studio and time's ticking down and it's getting to it. And I have no idea what's going on. And the room that we're in, I don't know, the camera or something wasn't set up. So then we had to go somewhere else and they were like, we need to run. So then we were running and then literally they were like, okay, you're going to have to go here. So they literally plonked me in this seat and in front of me was this big camera and they were like, put your earpiece in. And obviously I'm on the newsroom floor. Like obviously you can see the people in the background if you're watching this on the video. And I was sat there. They gave me the earpiece, I put it in and they were like, right, so you will be able to hear them doing the news and then you'll hear a countdown and then you'll hear them start talking to you. And I was like, oh my gosh, so I couldn't see them. I was literally just looking down the barrel of this lens, this camera, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was literally terrified. And I was like, I don't want to come off like a complete moron on live BBC News. And so I was actually really proud of myself. I felt like I handled it really well because I thought when she asked me that first question, I was like, what the hell did you even just say? I was like, what came out of your mouth that just felt like a load of gibberish to me? And so anyway, I felt like I put a good answer together. Focus on the positives, right? You know? Stop whinging on about blooming tariffs and all the negative stuff. News, oh my gosh, bore off. I really get frustrated with the news of how negative it is all the time. And you're like, what are you even saying? Stop bringing everyone down. Why don't you just share opportunities for people to live their best lives and create success, right? I mean, I feel like I'm preaching to the converted here. I feel like most of us are probably like this if you're listening to this, but yeah, it was blooming terrifying. But yes, I think when opportunities arise for you to get yourself out there, you just have to grab them. Even if you don't feel ready or prepared, or you're like, what the heck am I even going to say? Just go for it. You know, if it doesn't work out and you look like a fool, you look like a fool, but you learned so much. So who cares? It was a massive success. Like, that's my approach. Okay, let's see the next clip.
Why, hello everyone.
Oh, Casey.
So I haven't made a video in a really long time, and a lot of that is to do with this little guy. Casey, who I had in October 2018, so 6 months ago. And since then it's been really challenging to try and do anything. I went from working all the time and being so in love with what I was doing, and I still am, to feeling like it was really challenging to even grab like 20 minutes without getting distracted. And then I realised, you know, I started the Female Entrepreneur Association back in 2011 to create a platform that was about being honest and open about the reality of building businesses. And I think now more than ever, it's so important to do that, because I think with social media and with like perfectly edited and presented videos, it's easy to just feel so overwhelmed, because you look around at other people and you think, oh my God, they've got it together. They've got it figured out. Everything's flowing amazingly for them. But the reality is, behind the scenes, that's perhaps not the case, because I often find, having spoken to obviously so many entrepreneurs that, and being one myself, that behind the scenes of building a business is so messy. Like, it's really messy. And, you know, because you're trying to do something you've never done before, and there's a lot of figuring out that has to happen in order to actually move forward. And so I thought that, you know what, maybe I will have the guts to make a video just sat on the sofa with Casey, and share it, because I feel like so many of us want to do things. Maybe it is making a video, maybe it's doing a podcast, maybe it's launching a course or creating a product, whatever it is that you want to do, but you're so afraid to actually do it and put it out there because you think that it has to be perfect. And I wanted to make this video for everyone out there that is feeling that way, or just feeling that, I don't know, things have to be a certain way and amazing to put it out there. I wanted to do it to show you that it doesn't have to be. And if we actually have the guts to do it, to just take that one step to get started on it, that actually we can create the most amazing things. And yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. So we're doing it, aren't we? We're doing a video. Looking very serious, Casey.
What a cutie pie. I remember making that video after Casey was born. So when Casey was born, I went from like being so busy with work to obviously having him, and I had gone from posting inspirational quotes out on social media and talking all about business, and then all of a sudden my life wasn't about that anymore. My life was about a baby, and I didn't feel like it didn't feel right to post out all this inspirational business stuff when that wasn't reality for me at that moment in time. Like, I couldn't have cared less about posting an inspirational quote out. And I'm the kind of person, if I don't feel in my heart and soul that that's how I feel, I won't post it, I won't share it. And so I found it a real struggle to get back into work. And, you know, it's like if you've been away for a while, like on a holiday or whatever, and then it takes you a while to get motivated to get back into work. That's how I felt. Like, I'd had this baby and I just had no motivation to work. I had no motivation to pick it back up. And I'm so grateful because the team was so amazing and handled it, and everything kept going. And I think actually when I was on maternity leave, we had our most successful financial month ever, which just blows my mind. But the funny thing is at the time, I was so caught up in the guilt of like not working, and the guilt of like this business being there and me not working on the business, and then having Casey. I felt so caught up in it that I actually don't even think I even acknowledged that we'd had our best financial month ever, and that I was on maternity leave, and that happened. And it's so crazy how much pressure we put on ourselves, and how you can be in a really positive, amazing situation, but you're just so focused on the negatives and the guilt and the worry and the stress that you're not even enjoying it. Now I really try and take a step back and make sure that I don't do that, because life is too short to make yourself feel crap about nothing. Like, I mean, for me, that was the case. Like, it was just me making up in my head. So I'm a lot more mindful now of that. But it was, I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved spending all the time with Casey. I loved really getting that precious time with him. It was incredible. And I was so grateful that I'd built a business that enabled me to do that, enabled me to spend that time with him. It just took me a really long time. At 8 months, even then, my head wasn't still back in work. I think I got back into work after a year, which is fine. It was fine. The business continued to grow. I think it was also because I was having other problems in the business that I felt were really draining, mostly like team operations issues. And I was just really struggling, and I just felt like I was in a weird place. I just had lost my inspiration and passion for it all. And I did go, it was actually quite challenging. But in fact, it took me all the way till this year, 2020, to really get out of that. I really had to be honest with myself about a lot of things going on and make a decision as to what I wanted and what direction I wanted to take things in. Sometimes it's hard to be honest with yourself around hard decisions that you have to make. But yeah, it's, this time around with Marley has been wildly different. I just definitely feel a lot more chilled out. And I love that I've got a business now that I can be, doing a live or doing a bit of work, and I can be having a cuddle with her still. And it's just, I love it. My two favourite things all together. It's great. I really love it. And I've definitely got my inspiration still for work. And my inspiration, it's not work for me. I think when you're doing something you're so passionate about, it's a passion project, isn't it? It makes you happy. It brings joy. It's amazing. And I'm really grateful that I get to be able to do what I love and also raise a family and get to spend such quality time with my children is just such a blessing. I'm so grateful I got into the online space and started to build an online business. Okay, let's see what's next. This is wrapping up. Oh.
Hi, welcome to our crib. Slash office. We're not going to live here. Through this door. Come with me.
That's my brother. This whole office situation, it's been something that I've thought about for a while, because every time I sit down and have like a business chat with my dad, he would be like, Carrie, you need to do things properly now, you need to get an office, like that is how you're going to be able to grow this to another level. And I, for a long time, was just like, would just give him a really hard time about it. We just bash heads every time we spoke about it. It's not the same. And I'm like, Dad, you don't understand. Like, video calls are great nowadays. Like, it's really powerful. You can have a virtual team that works really well. Loads of companies do it. But like, he just didn't understand the concept. But then it got to the situation where every time I spoke to someone who was really, really successful, they would give me the advice, get an office. You know, when you are wondering whether to do something and then you keep getting the message, do it. And that's kind of like what was happening. But at the same time, I was freaked out because since starting actually my first business back in 2005, I'd only ever worked online. And I love the freedom when you work virtually. I love having a virtual team. And so I was like, one, having an office feels like it would restrict my freedom. And two, it feels like if it doesn't work out, it's like a public failure. Like you have an office and then you close down the office. And so it was just like so many questions and it felt so overwhelming. And it was just ultimately just like this massive, big, scary decision and it terrified me. And then I remember someone saying to me, what would you do in the next 7 days if you only had 7 days left to live? And I was like, spend time with my family. And then like, if you think about your business and you only had 12 months left to live, what would you do? What would you do differently with your business? And I was just like, all of a sudden it just like, this clarity came over me and I was like, oh my gosh, I would just get the office and I would do it. And I would just see like, could it work? Like, could I make it happen? Could I get amazing people locally to work with me in FEA? And I just realised that like I'd just been letting fear dictate my decision. And then randomly one day I was like looking and I found this place. So I came and looked around it as soon as I walked in here and I was like, yes, this is FEA HQ. Like it's just got such a cool feel and in an instant I just could see it come together. Oh, the office. It's funny because 2 weeks after we had all been working there as a team, COVID happened and we had to close the office and work from home again. I was like, is this a sign from the universe that this wasn't such a good move? Oh, fun times. But yeah, no, it was a really big, scary leap to do the office. And it's such a beautiful space. I love working from there, although I haven't been working from there. But the team have actually been back working from there. With obviously Marley, I've been at home. But yeah, it was a big leap. But it's been interesting because since having the office, I've just found amazing people locally to come and work with us. And they enjoy it. They enjoy the community that you actually build in a team when you work together in person. It's wildly different. You can make progress a lot faster and it's fun. So yeah, it's been really interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. We still have like half and half. So some people full-time employed in the office, and then we have people working virtually for us. And I really like the virtual aspect still, but yeah, it'll be really interesting over this next year or so to look at how the office goes and, what we make happen. But yeah, at the very least, we have a beautiful, beautiful office that we can do fun things with. I just love it. Sometimes I'm like, should I come and live here? Oh, I love it so much. Up next, let's see. So obviously there's a lot of things going on at the moment in the world that are kind of unusual. Hi everyone. With this pandemic, and I know that it's obviously created a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear, a lot of panic, a lot of stress, understandably, not only for people's health, but also for like our businesses, our livelihoods, and so much has changed. And so I thought, what do I normally do when I'm feeling fear, when I'm feeling anxious, when I'm stressed out, when I'm facing challenges, when there's so much uncertainty that I feel like I'm drowning in it all and just suffocating with it? I thought to myself, what do I do? And I realized that there are a few people that I always turn to for help and support. And so I reached out to some of those people to see if they would join us for a live session in this group to kind of bring their words of wisdom to you all. So I kind of was like, right, who's the first person I turn to when when I'm stuck? And it was this one.
Me.
So I was like, Kellen, will you do a Facebook Live with me? I call him Coach Kellen because poor Kellen was literally like, what have you got me doing? He had never done a live, obviously, before in his life. It looks so uncomfortable, bless him. I feel like he is my coach, my go-to when I am feeling uncertain, which is why I wanted to bring him on. And for me, I think that like as entrepreneurs and we're people, we've got big dreams, big ideas, and I feel like often we need a lot of support from the people around us who will believe in our crazy ideas and our crazy dreams and allow us to like get on and do our thing. Oh, Kellen, you are the best support out there. Yeah, Kellen, my husband, he's amazing, and he is such a champion of me and my ideas. And every night when I finish work and I sit on the sofa with him and we talk, he just cheers me on and we talk through stuff and he helps me refine my ideas. And, he's been amazing and I'm so grateful. Let's see. One last clip, I think. Here we go.
And what support would have made your entrepreneurial journey more easier?
I think having a bigger network of people who are like-minded, have their own business, who can bounce someone to bounce ideas off of, really, just to help like the motivation and everything. That would have been really helpful.
Oh, well, there you go. A little look back over the years of FEA and all the crazy things that have happened. It's just been so much fun doing this, and I love coming and creating content and sharing it with you. And I hope that it inspires and empowers you to make your own stories, like put your stuff out there. And one of the biggest and the best things I've got out of creating content over the years is that I've got it documented, like practically, 8 years worth of content that I've been creating and videos, and it's just amazing to see how I've evolved and how my life has evolved, and it's just fun. So just do it for yourself, if anything else. But yeah, I think know that you can set goals, create a vision for your life, create a vision for your business, and go after it, and just keep going after it and forget the how, and just take that next little step and that next little step, and surround yourself with people that cheer you on and believe in you and that will help you along the way. Like, you don't have to have all the answers. The answers are out there. You just have to be willing to take that next step and to open yourself up to receiving the answers. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful to have you here as part of this community. If you've not subscribed, then make sure you subscribe. You can subscribe on iTunes, you can subscribe over to our email list, you can subscribe on YouTube, but yeah, come and get involved in all the fun stuff we've got going on at FEA, and yes, make your dreams come true, build a successful business, have fun with us. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this fun episode. Woohoo to 100, and I will see you next week. Bye. I hope you loved this week's episode of the She Means Business Show. If you want more help and support to build a wildly successful business, then join hundreds of thousands of women and become an FEA insider. You'll get access to some of our amazing freebies, to our bonuses, to our giveaways, to so much good stuff. Head over to femaleentrepreneurassociation.com/insider to get all of the goodness. And I will see you next week for another episode of the She Means Business Show.